This is the transfer window and everyone's just picking names out of the hat and clubs out of the hat and putting them together and saying that's where they're going. However, what's up everybody and welcome to the Gooner channel, a channel 100% dedicated to the Arsenal, who, as we all know, are by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. And it's the day after the FA Cup final. Part 2 of Man City's historic treble bid, and, well, they blew Manchester United away. On a pitch full of talent, and in Man United's case, expensive players, one man stood out, scoring the fastest goal in FA Cup history in just 13 seconds to start the scoring. Ilkay Gundo-Gone weighed in with a second to put the game beyond doubt. And really, with the exception of a penalty, which is about as soft as penalties get, Man United never really looked in it at all. Now, Ilkay Gundogan, the star of the show, not just in the cup final, but in the run-in as well. Vital goals, giving Man City the title this year, as well as last year. A clutch player, someone who comes good at the important times. A captain, somebody beloved by the whole team. Pep Guardiola was falling over himself yesterday to say how much he loved him, what a good friend he was, how close they live. Jack Grealish called him a magician. Kevin De Bruyne said he was a special player. Roy Keane said he was a special player. Everyone knows he's a special player, but his contract is coming up at the end of the season. Now, clearly, with all of the gushing over him that Pep and the players were doing, it's clear that Man City are making a bid to keep him. Whether they can, in fact, offer him the 3 or 4 year contract that he's really looking for is up for debate. Obviously, I think they should do. But Barcelona seem to be front runners in this one, because earlier in the week it was discussed that they wanted to go for João Cancelo and Ilkay Gundogan. The kind of financial problems they're in, they're focusing very much on Gundogan. So there's absolutely a chance that he might go there. He has achieved everything that you can achieve, and if they go on to beat Inter Milan next Saturday, he will leave Man City, if he leaves, as a captain of a treble-winning side, only the second British treble-winning side in history. The other ones, of course, being Manchester United. What a way to bow out. Now, obviously, over the last couple of weeks, knowing that his contract is coming up, speculation has been rife that he might be coming to Arsenal. There's talk of the fact that Arteta and him have a relationship. There's obvious need, in our case, for a player in that position, with Granit Xhaka going to Bayer Leverkusen. There would be no better replacement, I don't think, than Ilkay Gundogan. Premiership proven, not just Premiership proven, but arguably the best number 8 box-to-box player in the business. Now, he has had some injuries, but overall, this would be a fantastic free transfer. Many people are speculating on this. Several weeks ago, it was talked about that his wife wants to live in Germany. I don't think there can be any truth to that. She works in Italy. The Barcelona pull will be a strong one. The question seems to me now to be down to whether he stays at Manchester City or goes to Barcelona. There's naturally a good reason why, if he's leaving Manchester City, he probably doesn't want to come down to the second best team in England. There's no way of knowing, though. This is what it comes down to. Nobody actually knows. And I think the reason for that is I'm pretty sure Ilkay Gundogan doesn't currently know where he's going to be playing his football next season. I think, like any sensible top athlete chasing an immortal treble, he is focused entirely on that game against Inter, and will probably let the dust settle a little bit after that before making any decisions. For my money, it would be really hard to see him coming to Arsenal at this point, particularly with the effort that Pep Guardiola and others are making to keep him at Man City. So, what does that mean for Arsenal? Granit Xhaka, in fact, news coming out is that it may not be Bayer Leverkusen he goes to. It might actually be Bayern Munich. I don't know how much truth there is to that rumour, or if it's just pure speculation. This is the transfer window and everyone's just picking names out of the hat and clubs out of the hat and putting them together and saying that's where they're going. However, it does look like Granit Xhaka is leaving. And who is our natural replacement for that? In the last few days, there's been speculation about Xavi Simons. Now, I know that you're all used to seeing him as a winger, but he is from Barcelona. He did spend most of his young career as a central midfielder, and of course, he's a kind of dynamic player that would certainly work as number 8. We also know that Emil Smith-Rowe has been apparently retrained to play that position, although his lack of game time this season is a little bit troubling. So I've had a look around to see if we can't get Ilkay Gundogan, and I'm kind of resigned to not getting him. Emil Smith-Rowe, I'm really happy if he starts the season in that number 8 position, but what if it doesn't work out? Do we need to go out and get a supplemental player? I'm really keen to hear what you think, but my opinion is actually yes. Xavi Simons might be exactly the sort of player that could offer us versatility and potentially in that position. Vieira has played in that position as well, and this is going to be a huge season for him because if he doesn't make it this season, he's almost certainly got to go. Mason Mount looks bolted on to go to Manchester United. I know there's a lot of contention about whether he's a good player for Arsenal. I think that's crazy. He's a goal-scoring, contributing and Champions League winning midfielder. He will go for quite a large amount of money, which might be a stumbling block for us in any case. Moses Caicedo and Declan Rice look like they're coming in. Could one of them be the box-to-box midfielder? Quite possibly, although I don't think that's the plan. I have been saying for a while that Sergei Milinkovic-Savic is my pick for that position. He's hungry, he has goal threat, he passes well, and he has that kind of leadership quality, and he looks like he's leaving Lazio for around 40 million, so it's a snip. So I would say that that's a potential. Kovacic is also leaving Chelsea. That's another potential one. And Ward-Prowse, I don't know if he's going to be staying at Southampton. Let me know what you think. But on the topic of Ilkay Gundogan, I think as Arsenal fans, we have to accept that with Man City pulling out all the stops, Barcelona pulling out all the stops, does it really feel likely that he would say no to those two and come to Arsenal? In summation, our hopes of Ilkay Gundo-Gone are Gundogan. I love a pun. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, click like, and tickle the subscribe button under the chin to make it smile like a little baby. Be lucky. Lots of love.